Good morning, folks, and the new trailer for Cowboy Bebop, amongst other trailers on Netflix, just dropped yesterday, and I was a bit busy with streaming, but here's a great video from Glib, who actually paired up the two and just watched them together, and we'll see all the differences and why it's good, why it's bad. It's not horrible, it's just, not the amazing intro that was Cowboy Bebop, the anime. So let's take a look at it. All right, that was fine.
I think it's
Okay, so immediately we have the differences between English and Japanese text. I don't know why. It looks like the Japanese text was just thrown together, random font sizes, and obviously the English-speaking audience doesn't know what the hell's going on. But even on the original, we weren't reading the background, but still. It's busy. It's busier on the right. Some stuff is happening. And plus the silhouette of Spike is just taking over the frame. With John Cho, it looks kind of not pathetic, but just small. Additionally, you could see as soon as we play, someone else is holding the lighter. In this case, John is holding the lighter. And you're like, that's pretty obvious. Like, I knew that just by looking at that the first few seconds. Like, why did they do that? Just have another person holding the lighter. What's the big deal? Is John lighting his own cigarettes? Is that the problem? The idea of someone else having a lighter, meaning Spike is not prepared or Spike just doesn't have the funds to buy a lighter. Maybe he's too lazy. It speaks volumes of what's going on and the nature of these people. So in this one, Spike has a lighter. Okay, great. Not a big deal. And I see what they're trying to do. It's okay. It just doesn't look as good.
this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together.
Okay, so now we've got... I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they're throwing in the white smoke animation. Either be live action or don't. Don't do this quasi comic book feeling. This pulpy feeling / hey, throw in actors in the background or in the foreground. It doesn't quite work for me. Maybe it works for you, but I don't think that adds anything. I think it takes away. Do smoke. Do actual smoke. You have a cigarette. You have a real fire. Use it. And they're using fake smoke. I don't know why they're doing this.
3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Okay. Another change. We have John Cho running. That's fine. His look is going to be different for the animation because of the human body. Totally acceptable. Why they had to show 3 frames with more Japanese characters that mean nothing to us, I don't know. At least in the original, we have Spike running, and we've got, again, the English characters. If you wanted to try and read that, you don't have to. Much busier. And I know the quality is a little bit different on the right, but the outline on the left is sharper, which is what you're going to get with live action. You're going to get more detail, which is good, because that's the point. So, I don't know. I prefer the one on the right just because it shows more character. It's also zoomed in further, and the one on the left is zoomed in too much. So if they just stuck to a full body shot, I think that would have been fine. But I think that the idea is going 1, 2, 3 with all of their shots, with their framing, as opposed to just having a simple animation on the right. All right, so the skid they were trying to do, they could have done that a lot better, but that's fine. I'm not, hung up on that. Okay, so this is what you do with live action. You get the color of the body, the face, the detail that you can't get in animation, just because that's just animation. And the silhouette looks a lot better on the right, but they're going for a different look on the left, so that's fine. Plus, they're throwing the 3D CGI, which is all part of the production, so I can appreciate that. It just doesn't feel or look as smooth and slick on the right for obvious reasons. It's linear on the right. It's straight. It's slow. So they go from running to pausing, and then we see the animation of, I can't remember the name of Spike's ship coming across the screen. Anyway, not to say the left is bad. It's just different, and it doesn't really feel the same. Okay, so we've included Jet, and he's got, they created this out of nowhere, so we can't really compare it. But already it tells us about Jet's character. He doesn't sort of smile and smugly, nod his head. So I guess that's the Bebop on the top right that he's flying, I'm assuming. And on the right we have Faye, we'll talk about later. Okay, so we had a little bit of CGI there with the screens of the Bebop at the cockpit. What the hell's going on? I don't know what these circles are. So something's a bit weird. Okay, so on the right, in case you weren't watching, it's Faye. She's got stilettos. She's walking across the screen, and then one frame of her just looking seductive with her sunglasses and the animated smoke. On the left, we have Faye with a knife. I'm sure there's a name for that knife. And she's in some sort of action pose. And I just don't care. Like, it doesn't feel like Faye. Faye is supposed to be cool. Everyone's supposed to be cool. They're chill. They're striking a pose. They're relaxed. They're laid back. They got some swag to them. And here it's like, honey, what are you doing in a parking lot? What is that? Is it a garbage receptacle? Like, why are you pulling a tiny little dagger? What's going on? Faye doesn't get into too many fights. She uses her seduction skills and her sex appeal. It's like, that's not quite Faye, is it? I mean, you're halfway there. Why is she getting her hands dirty? Something's off. So the simpleness of Faye just walking across the screen, they could have done, but clearly it's a different style of Faye, and that's where we're going. Not feeling it. All right, so where's the kickback? We got 3 guns being fired. They look exactly the same, and now they're doing 3 guns of, I think, probably each of the characters, which is fine. So that's a good idea. Let's do 3 different guns. 3 different silhouettes, 3 background colors. Cool. Got it. Okay, so much more articulation in the actual animation or the framing of the shots, but now there's kickback. What happened? I mean, they can't, like, this is the most basic thing to see there's a problem or there's a difference. Why does this shot have recoil or not have recoil and this shot have it, plus with the animation, these effects? What's going on here? I mean, this is blatantly obvious. Anyone can go, wait a second, this is not consistent. A gun should have a certain reaction. Not to say you can't fire a gun with no recoil if you strengthen your arm, depending on the caliber, of course. But come on, guys. We're not blind. How did you screw this one up? Okay, so John Cho's doing a crazy flip kick or something, and we have Spike on the right doing a high kick. Not a huge problem, but again, background, Japanese characters, it feels off. They're not, the framing's a bit too far away. I mean, we could argue the details, they're different. They're trying to do their own thing. I get it. Doesn't feel the same. I don't know if what John Cho is doing is Jeet Kune Do. It looks like generic action guy. So, yeah. All right, that looked kind of tacky compared to the stylized, like, simplicity of look at the right. Just looks fine. So all this detail, that looks really bad. I don't know why. It just, the colors just feel like there's too much lighting. I don't know. That looks okay. Yeah. And then we have pure CGI, which just ruins the experience. It's like we're going for a stylized look. They were doing a stylized look, and all of a sudden we get a full shot of the actual scene, and it doesn't look right. It's kind of weird. Like, you either do it properly, or you just don't throw stuff together. And that's what they've done here. It feels thrown together, and someone wasn't thinking this through. All right, so I don't remember what episode. It's one of the later episodes, Pierre Le Fou. That's what it looks like to me. I don't know why they ran with that character. It's one of those episodes which aren't really connected to anything aside from showcasing Spike's mortality and his operation he got. Little, but I think every episode does a little bit of that. Everything's connected in some small way. Fine. They took one of the characters that have nothing to do with anything. I would not have done that if you're doing 10 or 11 episodes, or how many few episodes. You want to focus purely on plot because you don't have much time. It looks fine. If he's going to be a giant floating fat man like Baron Harkonnen in Dune, and with a pogo stick or whatever that cane does, and he's bouncing around in the air, that would be kind of crazy to pull off. And in live action, that would look absolutely ridiculous. Maybe they'll have wires or wire foo. Who knows? Good luck. But the fact they went with it is like, oh boy, that's a challenge. And if they don't do that, then it's just going to be some fat guy on the ground somehow dodging bullets. So it's going to be, or maybe he absorbs the shots. Who knows? Okay, no idea. Some girl looking a gun. It's like it's a drawn picture. Some other chick, I don't know who that is. Some guy doing the sign of the cross. Beats the hell out of me. They're doing something new, so you're like, all right, whatever. Oh boy, that does not look good. What is happening here? So we have 3 random guys in masks. I don't even know where that's from. My memory of Bebop's been so long. But the background, the windows, like where's it? It feels like such a fake set, despite having all this other detail that looks pretty okay. And the lighting, it feels weird. The lighting is just, I don't know. They look too bright in the scene. I don't know what you call that, but it seems like they're popping onto the setting, and the setting is dim. So something feels off. And it could just be the lighting. It's normal. It's natural, like with pot lights or whatever. But yeah, I did not like that. It feels like it's on a set. No idea who that is. And we totally missed the silhouette of the ships, which was totally cool and simple on the anime. And we've got Jet trying to do the bonsai stuff, and we actually have Spike eating food. Wow, amazing. Something he never got to do properly in the original. So that's kind of cool. I don't mind that. But again, the color scheme, the gradient, the background, something feels fake about the set. I don't know. It kind of feels a bit fake. But, we're being hypercritical here. So. All right, so we got Faye, and she's kneeling. What's she going to do? Oh, she turns around and spins her body and fires a gun. It's like, oh, that's kind of boring. So Faye's just generic action girl with a gun and a little a putty knife, whatever you call those things. Doesn't scream seductress, doesn't scream sexy, just girl with gun. And again, no kickback on the gun. So I guess guns are just guns. You just press a trigger and that's it. As opposed to Spike doing a roll. What do we got here? Just random characters. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, this is kind of bad. If you don't know what this is, I think I could be guessing. They're alluding to Episode 5, Ballad of Fallen Angels, where Spike falls out of the stained glass window. It's one of the best episodes of the show. Everything just sort of works very artistically and beautifully, and you get what's going on. The flashbacks, the music, everything, the visuals, everything works. And, not a good sign, because that was a big surprise, and they don't need to highlight that in the intro. So I'm assuming they filmed for it. This is part of it. They're using the They're using the camera angle. I don't know. It's like, oh dear. And plus the Japanese characters don't mean a thing to me. On the right, we just have, it looks like Spike on the couch. I don't know what's happening with him. It could be the same scene, but I can't really tell. It's sort of, again, it's stylized. You're not sure. It's like, what is happening? Just two colors, light and dark. Yeah. All right, so I don't remember what the episode was with the bombers with the teddy bear outfits. I don't recall. But would it have been cool to see Jet smoking with a silhouette in the background? That would have been mysterious. That would have been like, who is that actor? What is he doing? Oh, he's just smoking. What's happening? No, it's generic teddy bear mask dude with a detonator, I guess. I don't know. So this is fine. I don't know what it represents, but 3D CGI car flying, like cool, yeah. If you're going to do live action, you're going to have some CGI, but I don't recall a scene like that in the original. I think there were car chases, but I don't recall cars doing that. So maybe it's a new thing. Can't really fault it. All right, so these are clearly the main villains from episode 1. Looks good. This is one thing I like. The problem is it's breaking style again. We are like, have a color gradient. Put a filter on. Why are you just showing live action shots? Don't do that. It's an intro. Have it feel like Bebop. If you're not getting the feeling right, if you can't even get the intro feeling right, the show's going to fail. It's not going to look good. It's not going to feel right. So this I like, even though it's live action colors. Whoa, so here we have the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar lookalike, I think, from episode 2. That's fine. All right, so here's the Jet actor. And if you saw from the previous, because obviously the timing is different, he's running on the right. And that's actually not bad. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 cut shots of the frame. And here we have 6. So I actually like it. It's pretty good. It's 1 bar away from being 7, but the closest thing they got was Jet running. And there was one shot, and that was great. No, then we go to weird, I don't know, dude in a wig swinging a katana. It's like, no. The whole thing with Vicious was he was barely seen, he was mysterious, and he was violent. Always. Every time he's on the scene, he's one of those things. He doesn't swing his sword around. He uses it like a tool. He doesn't show off. He's efficient. So something about this I don't like. And there's nothing wrong with showcasing your villain on your intro and being different. That's fine. I'm not saying that's bad. But again, live action paired with live action on the left, which is unnecessary with a color grade, with a background color, you're like, what? Like they did an intro for Vicious for no reason. Because that's all they got to show. Okay, I don't know what that previous quick scene was. Vicious and his sword with a drop of blood. All right. That I'm assuming is Julia with the really poorly animated teardrop, which it just looks bad. Like, don't do it. Is she sad? It should showcase that in her acting skills. not the animated teardrop. Doing a teardrop, guys, in case you don't know, doing a single teardrop falling from a person's face is one of the most stereotypically bad ideas. When you write that in a book and the teardrop would hang from their bottom eyelid and slowly fell down their face. To instead of saying she was sad, you describe the teardrop falling from her face. Oh God, don't ever do that. But here we go. Julia, the mysterious woman we barely get to see until episode 5, only in flashback, and mentioned as being the big love of Spike's life. Here's her face, revealed, boom, right in the intro. I don't care how pretty she is, but you know what? I could see her contact lenses. All right? Now, maybe contact lenses are a thing in the future and everyone wears them, but come on. Can you at least get rid of the contact lenses? Actually spend some CGI budget? Can you at least do that, guys? If you're going to reveal her with a close-up in a cheesy animation, like, give me a break. Okay, so I don't know who these characters are. You can do this. This is fine. They're just throwing away the stylized look and just going, hey, let's just put the film in the frickin' intro. All right. All right, so I think that's... Is Faye an action girl, or does she have fake nails? Like, what's going on? See, here's Ed using his fingers to type on the right, not someone with fingernails just... Like, what are you doing with his fingernails? What's happening? And now we have the band, or the acting band. Why? You don't need to show this. We have the double bass player, we have the alto, or we have the tenor sax player, and we have a trumpet player. Like, what? This wasn't necessary. And where's Ed? Just show Ed. Oh, boy. So, yeah, my favorite scene in all of Bebop, episode 5. And they just like, there it is. Surprise is over. Thanks, guys. That's great. And I'm not saying it looks bad. It's just like, oh, I guess I'm not going to be surprised. And if they do have a different shot for episode 5 or their version of Ballada Fallen Angels, you're going to be like, oh, so you stylized this shot just for the intro. Why? Why weren't you consistent? It's like they don't know what they're doing. Is it one style or is it live action? If it's live action, why are you stylizing it? And if it's not stylized, why are you just throwing it in there? That's not an intro. That's not a unique intro that Bebop... And Bebop intro is not hard. It's not impossible to do. The animation is not over the top. It's 2 colors and a little white smoke thing for animation. They could have even done that, and I would have been happy if it was consistent. Ugh. Oh, then they stylize it. Oh, and like a comic book, and they just cut. You're like, oh, okay. That's then they throw in the revolver chambers in the background or whatever that is. And this is like, ooh, what's going on here? A puppy? Ein? Okay, he doesn't really have much of a part in the story, but here's a puppy. Like, okay, that's great. As opposed to the spaceship and the other, other spaceship. What the spaceship can do. Like, no. Spaceship and puppy. That makes sense. Stylized and live action. Okay. Whatever. Okay, this is Big Shot. This is the commercial. They're putting an in TV show on in the intro. The 2 guys from Big Shot, the blonde and the black dude, the cowboys. Why? There it is, Big Shot. There. Oh no. See, that could actually work because that's supposed to be a goofy thing. And they put it in their intro. And you're like, oh, okay. And I got to ask who the hell the bottom girl is. Better not be Julia. Oh, boy. So here we have all these. Am I watching Persona 4 now? What's happening? Why is there a big... Okay, there's one episode where there's a big collection of TVs. But I guess they're doing that episode too, where Fake is, or where Spike is going through a psych ward to find that guy. I can't remember what the plot was. I think it was a chess game or something. Can't recall. Anyway. Fine. Whatever. It's not bad. It's okay. Old televisions or random TVs, different makes. This is where they should have had the live action shots with the full color in the TV and just keep everything stylized before. That would have been fine. Because it's like, oh yeah, here's our stuff randomly. We're going to showcase it quickly. But no. Oh boy. Looks like Russell Crowe on the left. I don't know. Could be Faye on the right. I think that's Vicious. I have no clue. But it loses the beat of the music on the right, which feels like a bass, like a visualization of the bass. But okay, got the Sony product line here. Yeah, okay. Oh, that doesn't look good. So Fake is pulling out yet another knife. So Faye is like this this chick with knives now. She just has knives. I don't remember Faye ever having a knife, let alone two knives now. There's a certain name for that style of knife she's having. I just don't know it. Geez, they like to show off their guns. And Jet is just holding his fake arm. That's great. As opposed to the one on the right, which is perfect because it shows off their character. Guys, where's the swag? Come on. Give me some attitude. Look at Jet's attitude on the right. Look at Spike's attitude. Look at Ed's. Look at Faye being the seductress. What are you doing? Oh, now they stylize it with a different style. Black and white. Or faded white. Okay. All right. Well, thanks guys for watching. Have yourself a great day.